Yesterday, we started with Chapter 2, Lesson 5, the derivatives of the trigonometric functions. And we said that the derivation of sine is cosine, and the derivation of cosine is negative sine. The derivation of tan is secant square, and for cotan is negative cosecant square. The derivation of secant is secant tan, and the derivation of cosecant is negative cosecant cotan. Let's now do these problems here. Number 5. If f of x is 5 minus cosine x over 5 plus sine x, let's find f prime of x. Let's do it here now. So f of x it is 5 minus cosine x over 5 plus sine x. Now, if I'll name this is h and this is g, so I will say now h is 5 minus cosine x. So h prime, it will be negative 0, okay. The derivation of cosine is
negative sine.
Negative sine, thank you. So h prime now is sine x. Then now g is 5 plus sine x. So g prime is 0 plus cosine x. The derivation of sine is cosine. So I have now h prime, g, and g prime. Let's find now f prime of x. And we say that if we have two functions that's divided, so f prime of x, it will be g squared
equal g squared times
g h prime minus h g prime.
G prime.
Yes, thank you. Then let's put down where's g? It is 5 plus sine x squared.
X squared.
Then where's g? It is 5 plus sine x.
Sine x.
I multiply it by h prime. Where's h prime? It is sine x.
Times sine.
Sine x.
Then minus h, which is 5 minus
5
cosine
minus
x.
Sine squared.
Sorry?
Can we write 5 plus sine x squared?
Yes, but wait, but after I simplify it, yes. 5 minus cosine x times, where's g prime? It is cosine x.
Sine x.
Then, let's now let's simplify it. Let's take now this answer. Then let's multiply it now. 5 sine x plus sine squared x minus, let's multiply it now, 5 times cosine would have 5 cosine x minus cosine squared x over 5 plus sine x squared. Then after that, 5 sine x plus sine x squared, this one, if we delete these brackets, I will have to multiply it by negative. So minus 5x plus cosine x squared. Then sine x squared plus cosine x squared is equal to what? 1. Thank you. So I will say now 5 sine x minus 5. I have to write now. Okay, I will, since that there's no space, I will clear this one and this one. Okay, and then I will move it here. Then I will say plus 1. This one, it's coming from sine squared plus sine squared plus cosine squared. Okay, is it clear from where I bring this one? Number 1.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do. I will do now number 7. In number 7 here, we have f of x equal secant x times square root of 2 tan x. Now, let's try now f prime of x. So f prime of x. Now, what is the derivation of secant?
10.
Secant x tan x.
Secant tan, thank you. So, secant x tan x. Then minus square root of 2. What is the derivation of tan?
Secant.
Secant square. X. That's it. This is f prime of x. Now, number 9. Choose Maryam.
Yes.
Yes, Maryam, I want you to solve number 9 by writing on the screen. Okay? I will write the question here for you and I want you to solve it on the screen. Number 9. F of x is 4 cosecant x minus cotan x. Well, I want you to solve now number 9. Yeah, write on the screen, please. Tell us how can we find f prime of x. That's it? Yes, Maria, did you finish?
I don't know what I'll do now.
Now, f prime of x is, don't forget number 4. 4. What is the derivation of cosecant? I told you yesterday, if it starts with letter C, so derivation is minus. Thank you. Derivation of cosecant is cotan x and cosecant x. So it is negative cosecant cotan minus, okay. Derivation of cotan, it will be negative cosecant square x. So the final answer is negative 4. I will. So,
teacher
yes,
ليش الأربعة ما بتصير زيرو؟
because it's like a 4, we said if we have 4 times x to the power n, we say 4 times n x raised to the power n minus 1 gave 4x, or 4x squared, which we just pick 4 outside, and then we must find the derivation of x squared. See,
Yes,
if we have 4x cubic. Okay, Lana, what's the derivation of it? It's 4. What is the derivation of x cubic? It's 3x squared. So we say that if the 4 is multiplied by a variable, we just pick out the 4 outside. Drop it outside. So here also, if 4 is multiplied by cosecant, we just drop out the 4 outside. Okay, Lana. So in number 9 here, f prime of x, it will be 4 times the variable. So pick 4 outside. Negative, we said. The derivation of cosecant is cosecant x cotan x minus the derivation of cotan is negative cosecant square of x. So it will be negative 4 cosecant x cotan x plus cosecant squared of x. This will be f prime.
teacher, why the cosecant is not by negative?
Sorry?
Why the cosecant is not by negative?
This one here the negative sign. I put it outside.
Oh, okay.
Now number 11. Darian.
Yes.
I want you now to solve number 11. F of x
Okay.
is secant x tan x.
So we're going to make secant f.
Hey, can you write on the screen?
No.
Okay. So the first step, what do you have to do?
The secant is f and the tan is g.
Thank you. Then f is secant x. So f prime it will be
Secant by tan.
thank you.
Secant x by tan x.
And if g is tan, so g prime it will be
Secant squared.
secant squared x. Then
The formula is f g prime minus g f prime.
so yeah, so f prime it will be. So okay, can you give me direct now? G, where's G?
tan x.
tan x squared. Then up.
Teacher, isn't it multiplied by each other? نستخدم another formula.
Multiply secant by tan.
Yes.
From the beginning, you mean? Okay, what is the
Yeah.
secant? It is 1 over cosine. So if you want to say that the secant is 1 over cosine and the tan is sine over cosine, you will say it is sine over cosine squared. Then also,
teacher, I mean the f of x is secant multiplied by tan. So we shouldn't use the formula of multiplication.
you mean that if you want to find the product first, then find the derivation. Is it right?
Teacher, she means the other equation اللي هي f prime of g plus g prime of f.
And I divided.
Exactly.
Okay. I use. Okay. Okay. You say to me, you say teacher now to use the product rule. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So f prime of x, it will be, yeah.
fg prime. والله نسيت الفورمولا. Wait.
Okay, g prime f plus fg prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's g prime?
Secant squared.
Secant squared x times
Secant
x
plus secant x.
Secant tan. So where's f? Secant x times
Multiplied by secant x by tan x.
what?
Teacher, there is something wrong in the formula. The
Yes.
second one is f prime of g plus f prime of g.
Where's f prime? It is secant tan times g, which is also tan. So the answer here is, yalla darling, continue.
Secant to the power of 3
X
plus secant by tan to the power of 2.
Thank you. Now, I think I remember that we have a formula that you said that a secant squared plus tan squared equal 1. Is it right?
Can you repeat, teacher?
Wait, please give me 1 minute. So I want to rethink. Now, let's solve number number 8. Number 8 here. F of x is x squared plus 1 times secant x. Nihat.
Yes, teacher.
Can you write on the screen?
No.
Why? طيب. Okay, let's help me to find it. Okay, without writing. Yeah.
Okay, it will define it by f and g.
Thank you. So, if f is
f is x squared plus 1.
Yes, just give me 1 minute here. So f is x squared plus 1. So f
Yeah.
prime,
It will be 2x.
2x, thank you.
G is secant x.
And g prime,
Secant cosecant.
no, secant tan.
Secant tan.
Thank you. Okay. يلا then f
It
prime,
will be f prime g.
f prime g. Where is f prime?
F prime is 2x
Times g. Where is g?
times secant x
Times secant x.
plus secant x tan
Secant x tan
times 2x.
that times x squared plus 1.
Oh,
This one times this one. And this
yes,
one
yes.
times this one. Okay, then it is 2x secant x, thank you, Mihad, plus
Welcome.
x squared plus 1 times secant x tan x. Now look at number 10 here. In number 10, it is, or I will write it here. In number 10, we have cosine x minus x cosecant x. Look here, we have an cosine, and then we have a x multiplied by cosecant, then subtracted from cosine. So here we have to use first the power rule, then after that subtracted from cosine, or the derivation of cosine. So the first step here, let's say that f of x is cosine minus cosecant. So f prime of x is, what is the derivation of cosine? It's negative sign minus, so I find the derivation of the first term minus the derivation of the second term. Now, before we write what is the derivation of x cosecant x, let's find the derivation here. So take it as x cosecant x here, find its derivation. After that, put it up. So x cosecant x is x times the first one times the derivation of the second one. What is the derivation of cosecant?
Negative secant times cotan.
Negative cosecant times cotan plus, so the first times the derivation of the second plus the second times the derivation of the first one. Then it will be negative x cosecant x times cotan x plus cosecant x. This is the derivation of x cosecant x. Then after that, I will pick this answer here. There's not a space for it, so I will put it here with the minus sign. Did you understand what I do?
Yes.
Or what I did, sorry? I first find the derivation of cosine. And we said that if we have two functions that is subtracted, I just find the derivation of the first one minus the derivation of the second one. The derivation of the first one, which is cosine, the derivation of it is negative sign. And for the second term, it is x cosecant x. How can I find its derivation? Using the product rule. Is it clear?
No.
Hello then. So let's rewrite it here. So f prime of x is negative sine x. Then let's multiply it negative with this one. So it will be plus x cosecant x cotan x. Then multiply the negative sign with this positive. So it will be minus cosecant x. This will be the final answer. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
So
Yes.
can you repeat the part about x cosecant x?
This one from where? Okay. Hello now. We said that if we have f of x as an example equal 3x squared minus 4x cubic. What did we do? We just find the derivation of the first term, which is 6x, minus the derivation of the second term, which is
Second
x squared. So I have to find the derivation of the first one minus the derivation of the second term. Here also we have to do the same. We have to find the derivation of the second term minus the derivation, the first term minus the second term. So what I have to do now, we say then f prime of x is the derivation of the cosine. I will say like this.
negative sign.
So I have to find the derivation of cosine minus the derivation of x cosecant x. The derivation of cosine, it's easy. It is negative sine x. But I need now to find the derivation of x cosecant x. It is multiplied, so I have to use the product rule. The product rule, we said in it that if this is f and this is g, so f is x, so f prime is 1. G is cosecant, so g prime is negative cosecant x cotan x. Then the product rule said g prime, where's g prime? It says g prime f plus f g prime. So where's g prime? It is negative cosecant cotan. So negative cosecant x cotan x times f. Where's f? It is x.
Teacher, it will be f prime. ولا لا? The rule.
Yes, here f prime. Thank you, Tala. So here, multiplied by x. So the first one, I said g prime times f minus f prime times g, which is 1 times cosecant x.
Not plus.
1 times y plus.
In the
Okay.
rule.
Okay.
The rule is plus, not minus. So
Then, after that, here, it will be now negative sine x. Then minus times minus is a plus. So plus cosecant x, cotan x, times x. Then this minus times plus, it will be minus cosecant x. This will be the final answer. Is it clear now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, do you have any question?
No, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for listening.
No.
I will stop here.